Okay, hi. Yes, we're here. I'm here. Sort of. I'm sort of here. We're all here. How are you? Oh my goodness. So, today's show may or may not actually appear on YouTube because I had to change a password on Google, which meant I have to change a password on YouTube, which means I had to change a password on a thing in the place, and then change the password, and then fix it, and I don't know. But I will upload this if nothing else, if all else fails, and we'll upload it onto the YouTubes, and we'll see what happens. So yeah, hi. Well, let's talk about it. This past weekend, which was Memorial Day weekend, Memorial Day, which was created to honor those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in service, military service of our country, the country that in this case I'm referring to as being the United States of America. And we took off on Thursday to head up north to one of the places I lived. I've lived in a lot of places. How are you? We're all fine here. Yes, exactly. We're all fine here. No, don't send down a squad. And Plano, Texas, which has changed a lot in the 10 years since the last time I drove through and actually was in Plano, Texas. You see, I got moved to Plano. It was incredible, wasn't it, Kay? I got moved to Plano in the middle of my junior year in 1983, 84, probably 84. And I spent the second half of my junior year and my full senior year at Plano Senior High School, and I graduated from there and then went on to college, because at that point, that's something that you did. YouTube says it's fine? Okay. The restream thing thinks it's not, but that's... Yeah. We're just going to make it all work, one way or the other. And Plano has changed so much in the 10 years since I've been there last. The last time I was there was a little under 10 years ago. 9 years ago, I think, because I actually went there the year that I got my first booking at Scarborough Renaissance Festival, and I could find the place fine then. Yeah, I had trouble finding it this time. I couldn't recognize it. Of course, all the trees have also had, 20 plus years to get bigger, so that has some bearing on the profile of the house and all that. Plano itself is built up huge. There's a saying that you can't step in the same river twice because the river always changes, and that's certainly the case there. Now, then we went back down to Waukee. We saw a lot of people, talked to a lot of friends we haven't seen in a long time, including hanging out with Shadow and Liz at Carpe Diem Comics right there. See? I could have timed that better. In McKinney, Texas, where today is still not that day. They are moved into a larger space, which is just around the corner from where they were. And it looks fantastic, and it is fantastic. Now, they've currently got the city has currently got the roads all tore up to heck in front. But if you are out there, go. It is worth the trip. And we saw a lot of folks that I haven't seen in a long time and had many good meals. And I've gained some weight back up because I've had many good meals. And we wound up going out to the Scarborough Renaissance Festival on Saturday in civilian clothing, although I did have the hat on, the straw hat, not the thing with feathers, and was thus recognized even with mask on because I also had this. I had the brown version of this. This is like the brand new one. The brown one is the one which, if it gets really beat up, I'm not that worried. Although I'm not really worried about this. These are pretty much Renaissance Festival resistant, if not Renaissance Festival, if not Ren Fair proof, they are Ren Fair resistant. Because they get rained on. And we managed to miss the rain. Shockingly. In what has been one of the wetter seasons this year, we managed to show up on a day when it didn't rain that much. So there it is. We saw a lot of people. We had a lot of fun. And then Saturday, so that was Saturday, and I walked all over the place and hurt myself badly. Sunday we came out in costume, and I played some more. I did like a 5-song set at the Coin Strike booth, and I played music for lots of people, and I played music at the Gananam Sing thing, and I got shanghaied into co-hosting the pub sing yet again. I was not planning on it. I did not expect it, but we did it. And it was fun. So I want to just leap right into things then, because I am now back from the past, and now we are looking forward to the future. And I have no idea how it's going to go. Our numbers look good. As a nation, we are over the 50% mark as far as people getting vaccinated, and hopefully that number will continue to grow. We need up around... Can they withstand a hug from the... I think this could, in fact, withstand a hug from a washerwoman. It is waterproof and fairly shockproof. The tuner would die, but, in fact, when I was playing Friend from Faire for one of my friends, the tuner I had at the time, literally hurled itself off the headstock and shattered on the ground below, so that tells you how it felt about it. Which leads me to the song that I got. This has gotten a lot. I played this a lot at Faire, and I was reminded that, yeah... It's funny. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's 4 foot taller, and he's got browner sandy hair. And he has a hat and tankard, and he wears these great big boots. And he wanders around in a loincloth or one of them doublet suits. I tell you, it's really a big difference between doing this online and doing it when you have people 4 feet away from you giggling. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's a unique individual, no one else can compare. For he always sings or juggles as he goes about the town. And he always has a great big sword that ought to narrow it down. Honestly, there's the giggling. That's the part that I like the most. Makes me feel good. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? If you saw him coming down the lane, you'd have to stop and stare. Don't recall if it's pickles, pretzels, or if it's popcorn that he sells. You can hear him coming from a mile away on account that he wears bells. Jingle bang, jingle bang, jingle bang, jingle. Like a Morris dancer in a minefield. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's the coolest guy in all the world, I truly do declare. If you saw my pal in person, then you'd know of whom I speak. For he dresses like a pirate, now isn't that unique? Yep, pirate. With pointy ears. Elf pirate. And gossamer wings. Fairy elf pirate. And a kilt. Scottish fairy elf pirate. And horns. Demon Scottish fairy elf pirate. And fangs. Vampire demon Scottish fairy elf pirate. Goggles. With gears on. Steampunk vampire demon Scottish fairy elf pirate. Big furry boots. Barbarian, steampunk, vampire, demon, Scottish fairy, elf, pirate. Very proud of that. And a foxtail. Nobody knows why. Do you know my friend from Faire? I think I saw him over there. His name is Wolf or Hawk or Raven, or I think it might be Bear. Well, we never met outside of Faire, but I'm sure he'll be along. Hey, wait a minute, I'm talking about you. I guess I'll end the song. And that's how that went. That went pretty well, all told. Now, this thing is telling me that Facebook has decided to give up on me, so I am going to see if Facebook has given up on me or not. It is hard to tell. Restream is good at its job, but it's also very confusing at its job, which is just like, really? What? How? Huh? What? How? Yeah, it says I'm online now. It says I'm live. I guess I will take it as granted that it is live, yes. Dang. This thing just The free restream is worth every penny. It definitely is. All right. So I played Friend from Faire and Dread Peasant Festus, and I played Renaissance Minstrel, which caught some eyebrows actually because I played that while I was hanging out in the Coin Strike booth because Amy has not been to a Renaissance Festival which had Coin Strike for quite some time, so we had some catching up to do on the collection, and so we were there for a bit. And so I blew through a lot of songs. And Renaissance Minstrel was great because a lot of people went, hey, that sounds familiar. It was good to do that and be able to make eye contact with people and go, yeah, I know exactly what that sounds like. Oh, but it is... In 2019, I had an epiphany. On a stage where the backdrop was made to look like a steamship, like an airship, at this art farm. Yeah, in this little town south of Fort Worth, a place called Steampunk November. And I played music for the first time for an audience. And my audiences weren't huge, but they were there and they interacted. And I could see people hearing the music around me. And I could see them enjoying the music, which, you know, considering the fact that I have an ego which is desperate for validation, is fantastic. And I really got to the point where I was playing so much that I lost track of time, and I went over a couple of times. That rarely, if ever, happens with any other thing I do right now as an entertainer. And that was the epiphany. The epiphany is, hey, I can do this, and it is fun, and people are having fun. Yeah. So I think that's how we're going to go, and that's why I started doing this. And when we had the shutdown, which is we're gradually coming back from that, my day job has set up a somewhat arbitrary 6-week period to encourage people to get the vaccines. So we'll see how it goes in 6 weeks, which will be somewhere in and around my birthday in July. What our schedule looks like here. For now at least, it's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, barring force majeure. Now, I played a bunch of stuff. I even played Werewolf at one point because I could get away with it because I didn't work there. But there is one song I did not play, and I do want to play it now because we haven't played it for a little while. And it is, of course, Possums in a Trench Coat, dedicated to my friend Cameron, who told me once that they were, in fact, 3 possums in a trench coat. And if 3 possums in a trench coat are funny, 6 possums in a trench coat are freaking hilarious. And the magnificent Mel White drew this wonderful illustration of the possums, and somewhere around May, I think we named them all, and they're all up there now. We've got, working from the top down, Geraldine. Then we've got either Bob or Roberto, and then we've got, let's see, that's Sophia, then Cameron, then either Roberto or Bob, they're twins, and finally George, also known as Hatchback, who has in fact moved out of my friend of the bird's house and is now, I think, operating an auto supply shop. I'm not sure. But let's do it with apologies to the English Beat, who probably will never hear this, but I apologize anyway, just in case. Here we go. Possums in a trench coat come to tea, sit right at a table like you and me. Do they want another biscuit? Better give them 3, 'cause they're not really a gather 6 possums in a trench coat. Possums in a trench coat go to town, got themselves an Uber, couldn't flag it down. The driver didn't stop, no, he just kept on going, 'cause he didn't want to drive 6 possums in a trench coat. It's been a little while. Possums in a trench coat see a show. Do you give them just one seat or the entire front row? Do the possums in the middle just peek out through the buttons? Man, I got so many questions for the possums in a trench coat. Breathing. Important. Bridge. Boing. out to be late. Everything turned out to go much better than expected, cause the day turned out to be sick. Possums in a captain. I love when a plane comes together. Possums in a trench coat. Possums in a trench coat. Possums in a trench coat. 6 possums in a captain. Whoo! Flashback is running a charming bed and breakfast in Vermont. Well, you know, I think that there's definitely a market for marsupial-operated businesses, especially in the Northeast. That's an E. That's also an E. There's another, the actual E chord, as it is mapped on the ukulele, is a nemesis of so many people, because it's just designed to be an absolute soul killer, really. I will explain. You see, now while this is one way to do E, and this is another way to do E, which I like a lot. Now you can also, if you feel really stupid, go up to the 7th fret and play. But the original E chord, the original E chord is just, well, let me see. Oh, there it is. I was looking for the one because I rarely, if ever, play it because it sucks. This is what the original E chord looks like, okay? Now check this out. So on the first or low string, or the highest string, because it's 1. Then you go 2 over here. Then you go, oh my God, reach over here. That's it. Now, if I had fingers that were like 3 times longer than these and much more flexible, and I wasn't 50 years old and awkward, I could probably play that. And then it would sound like, then you have to see, I'm so non-good at this. So it gets you that low end, but it doesn't quite work. It just not as easy as that. But I digress. They're going to carve that on my tombstone one day, but I digress. The next song is one that actually Kay has written alternative verses to, which I need to get from him so that I can figure out how to do those with the chorus because, well, that's how it goes. I just found another E chord, which is very odd, because if you just do these two and mute this, I'm never good at muting strings, so that's just weird. Anyway, but this one is a music hall song, which is well and truly out of copyright and therefore fully in the public domain, and therefore I can play it with a clear conscience. And it's one that he has actually done with his own verses, making them more Renaissance Fair friendly. But I don't have to worry about being Renaissance Fair friendly here because, hey, we're sitting in a modern room broadcasting via the interwebs. Yes. So let's do it. It is Tomorrow. I do love this chord. I love this song. Let's see if we'll do it here. Yeah, here we go. Auto scroll is now on once again because, well, I haven't been able to transcribe it. We'll get there. I started on a journey about a year ago to a little town named Morror in the state of Ohio. I'd never been much of a traveler and I really didn't know that Morror was the hardest place I'd ever try to go. So I went down to the station for my ticket and applied for trips to Morror, not expecting to be guide. Says I, my friend, I'd like to go tomorrow and return no later than tomorrow, for I haven't time to burn. Says he to me, now let me see if I have heard you right. You'd like to go tomorrow and return tomorrow night. You should have gone tomorrow, yesterday, and back today, for the train that goes tomorrow is a mile upon its way. If you had gone tomorrow, yesterday, now don't you see? You could have gone tomorrow and returned today at 3 for the train today, tomorrow. If the schedule is right, today it goes tomorrow and returns tomorrow night. Says I, my friend, it seems to me you're talking through your hat. There is a town named Morror on the line, now tell me that. There is, says he, but take from me a quiet little tip. For to go to here tomorrow is a 14-hour trip. The train today tomorrow leaves today at 8:05. At 10:30 tomorrow is the time it will arrive. So from here tomorrow is a 14-hour jump. Can you get there tomorrow and get back today, you chump? Says I'd like to go tomorrow, but can I go today? I get tomorrow by tonight if there is no delay. If there is no delay, well, was a late to me, and I got nothing more to say. Can't get anywhere tomorrow and get back again today. Says I guess you know it all, but kindly let me say, how can I get tomorrow if I leave this town today? Says he, you cannot go tomorrow anymore today. There's a train that goes tomorrow, it's a mile upon its way. Well, I was so disappointed, I was mad enough to swear. The train had gone tomorrow and it left me standing there. That man was right in telling me I was a howling jay. I could not get tomorrow, so I guess in town I'll stay. Tack a little pretty ending on there just for the sake of argument. I do like that. There were some hiccups and bobbles there. This is one I don't have memorized, although I've certainly done it long enough. But I do need to do it more. I need to practice all this stuff more. For the next few, speaking of practicing and recording, yes, I am planning to record an album or two or EP or something. And we're going to see if I can, in fact, do this with my incredibly cobbled together home studio, or if I am able to wrangle and finagle the services of an actual producer, an actual mixer, to make actual tracks in an actual studio. Actually. And we'll see. One way or the other. The next few weeks, however, are going to be taken up with me attempting to record the audiobook for Artisanal Gibberish Volume 1, now available online at fine online bookstores everywhere, both in regular Dead Tree product and in Electron format. The Electron format is a mere 99 cents, and you've certainly spent more money on dumber things on the internet. So I have to record all those, and I actually have to enunciate and to pronounce my words properly. This can be a challenge, especially to do at the tempo that I want to do it when I'm performing them and reading them. And now, my friends, we have come to the moment you've all been waiting for. The last song in the set today. Yeah, I know. This is one I have been doing for a little while. I recently transcribed it from D to C, because if I do it in D, it feels like I'm hurting myself, and I don't want to hurt myself anymore. I have also given it a new title. It is now called Faye's Lament, so it does not, in fact, give away the punchline at the end of the song. You know. Why the punchline at the end of the chorus, I should say. Free-range organic electrons, that's correct. We just open up them gates and let them go wherever they want. Sure, some people get electrocuted, but, you know, it's the price we pay for ethical electron farming. That's a sentence no one has ever had to say before. In any case, Faye's Lament I have played to the Faye cast of Scarborough this year, and they were... this is a side note. A lot of people that I play this music to at Faire, this weekend, start off kind of braced for something to go, how do I put this delicately, horribly wrong. Because there are lots of folks out there who figure that they can get away with all kinds of humongously inappropriate stuff because they are at a Renaissance festival. And what sometimes happens is that the folks who have to write herd on them, for example, Queen Margaret of Scotland and the Isles, and His Majesty King Henry, have to be prepared to bail when things get bad. And when I did the song, and they noticed it's not going horribly wrong, and it's not turning out to be incredibly inappropriate, then they all look pleasantly surprised, and sometimes they even enjoy themselves. And I played this for several members of the Fae, both those on cast and those who have been in the Fae Court previously. I regret not being able to play this for the Fae at Sherwood, but the timing just was never quite right. If I get booked for Sherwood, I'd probably be able to wrangle that. It's in C, because I like C. My life was a shambles, I wished I were dead. I decided to live with the fairies instead, so I went to a circle, a place I had known. But when I fled my kiss, the fairies had flown. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the Fae ran away from me. I went to a mushroom ring out in the field, brought cakes and honey and hoped it would yield a chance to leave my world and live with the Fae. Cakes, honey, and fairies were all gone next day. Them bloody cheap fairies had all run away. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the Fae ran away from me. Why? Well, the queen of the fairies, she heard my lament. In a big cloud of glitter, she popped up and went. We've heard your petition, but have to say nay. Stop begging to get us to haul you away. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the Fae ran away from me. I asked why I could not flee into the Fae. She said, for ya boy, oh, ya can't go that way. Said, you are a rare one, but we'll tell you true. Immortal life's complex enough without you. No telling what madness you'd get us into. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the Fae ran away from me. She said, yeah, no, we've been watching, you're known far and wide. I said, that's a bit on the stalkerish side. You can't live here forever, but you can visit. You see, just remember the catering's BYOB. You're not getting in on a technicality. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the Fae ran away from me. Dragon Disorderly, here we go. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. Problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the Fae ran away. The Fae ran away. The Fae ran away from me. Stay. And so we come to the stirring conclusion of yet another hard to explain, but somehow we're all enjoying it, Tobias the Adequate Troubadork COVID Mechanism Pandemic show. Thank you all for hanging out with me again. Those of you watching live and those of you watching in reruns, because I'm big in syndication, we will continue to do this Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for the foreseeable weeks. At least for about the next 6, and then we'll see. Things will change. They always do. But we will continue to create things and do things and say things and play things until such time as we can all get together in big, unruly groups once again without worrying about covering the lower half of our faces, which all depends upon, of course, the density of the population and the density of the population. Is there somebody I can set an alarm for so I don't miss these shows? I don't know that there's something on Facebook that does that, to be frank. I'd like to think there might be, but I am not smart enough on Facebook. Maybe somebody else in the mob can check that out. But it's generally going to be 4:30 Central Time, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, until about 5 Central Time, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. That's my goal. I've got that half-hour window, which is when I'd normally be driving home from work, which is why it is that I can do it. You see. So, once again, we live in a capitalistic society, blah, blah, blah. So, paypal.me/adequate, Venmo, @theadequate. That's the tip jar. Those are willing to throw bucks in the bucket. I want to thank you to Alicia, Eric, Robert, Rick, Emily, and Miranda for doing just that, helping to support adequacy in our lifetime. Those of us who have really lost our minds can go right to the Patreon page at patreon.com/theadequate. Like Jen, Joe, Alexi, Austin, Chris, Teppo, Shay, Linda, Ann, Stephen, Rob, Alicia, Relly, BK, Richard, Brian, and Lorene. My party on, party down, Patreon, patron peeps, something like that. And in exchange for this, you get previews of new songs when I write them. You get swag. You get all kinds of weird stuff. As many weird things as I can think of to pack into the envelope at various levels, including the $10 a month, You're So Darn Smart, You Write Something level, where you tell me to write a song about a thing, and I do. Some of y'all still owe me some song ideas. Jen, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do rhinoceroses and oranges. I thought I was going to. I think I might not. So we'll need to talk about that at some point. I'm sure something will come up in your mind because you're incredibly creative. So there's that. We, of course, have the interwebs. Of course, we are theadequate.com for all of your adequacy needs. This website is somewhat under construction, but aren't they all? And we may or may not be moving that to a new host in a couple of months. I am at The Adequate on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I am at Tobias The Adequate on TikTok and Tumblr. SoundCloud.com/Matthew-Laguerre has all the stuff that I've recorded in multi-track so far. UnrelevedVoices.com/product/artisanal gibberish is the home of Artisanal Gibberish Volume 1, the epic reprint with an actual publisher and an actual ISBN number. And I am so... That tells you how much of a nerd I am, because I really dig the fact that we have an actual ISBN number right here. Seriously. THUD Bucket is, of course, death metal you can laugh at, and you can find that on the interwebs under Facebook and YouTube as THUD Bucket. 4 videos up. We might do more. We might not. It was literally a way to kill time, and nothing to bring you pick up a little bit, so it's a little hard to tell. And that, my friends, is enough out of me for one day. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Be safe. Be kind. Be silly. Be decent. This is not... It's jam. I assure you this is jam. It's jam. You folks have been wonderful. I have attempted to be Tobias the Adequate. Maybe I got it right. Maybe I didn't. We can try again tomorrow. And I thank you for encouraging my behavior. See y'all next time. Take care.